Hi folks, how you all doing? Welcome back to Karen Vibes, reading for the mature audience. And before I go any further, let me just apologize, folks, for the absence of my reading. I guess each time I come on, most of the time I say the same thing. But I wasn't well, and I'm working on a project. You guys will soon get to know about it, but I'm working on a project that has been taking up a lot of my time. Or maybe I wouldn't say working on a project. I rather to say working on my dream. One of my dreams, I have been working on it and it's been taking up a lot of time. A lot of time. So most times I don't get to, do the reading as I'd want to, but I know I need to be more consistent. So you'll be seeing me, you'll be hearing from me more often in regards to the reading. Yes. So because I want you folks to actually follow along with the stories that I'm reading. So I don't want to read and then 1 week off or 2 weeks off before you hear from me again. So I'm going to change that. So I want to apologize to you for that long absence. Alright, so I hope you all are doing okay. As I said, I'm okay. I've just been busy, and these days I am so tired. But when you're working on that dream and the things that you want to achieve, you have to just keep pushing ahead. Just keep pushing. Even when sometimes you feel like throwing in the towel, you have to keep pushing and you can't give up. So if you're one of those people out there, you're working on a project, working on something, you keep getting setbacks. Sometimes you take, as I say, you take one step forward, like you take 10 more backwards. But you can't give up. Don't throw in the towel. If this is any comfort to anyone, keep at what you're doing. Keep at what you're doing. And don't give up. Even when it seems as if there is no light at the end of the tunnel. Just keep going, you'll see the light. And these are things I just tell myself most of the times. Try to encourage myself that, things will get better. What I want, I am heading towards it in terms of achieving those particular dreams. So, and you just sometimes tell yourself, get up every day and tell yourself, I got this, I can do this. By the help of God, I can do this. So tell yourself that. One time I was listening to Ian Bowen, and I heard this lady was saying to Ian that, boy, I started out life late, and I used to sit down and watch everybody else and say, boy, I'm getting old and not getting to, I haven't achieved this and that, and that's what she was saying. And she said her mother looked at her one day and said, listen to me, don't watch the noise in the market. Don't look what is happening around. Watch the noise in the market. Look for your correct change. So don't watch the noise in the market. Look for your correct change. So you just do you. So what I'm doing me. Working on my dream. May be taking a long while, but I'm getting there. Alright, so without further ado, the time is rather hot now, so you can make your cave spicy teas. You can make your cave spicy tea, iced tea. Make the tea, put ice in it, chill it in the fridge. And during this hot time now, which is summer, you can have your cave spicy tea. Alright, so anyway, without further ado, welcome back to Karen Vibes, reading for the mature audience. And the book that I am still on, and I should have reached further than this book, as I explained, the name of the book is Flowers in the Attic. And it's written by Virginia Andrews. I think the last reading I did, and I was introducing the author, and I said Virginia Sinclair. I don't know where Sinclair come from in my head. I don't know, but folks, my apologies. I need to I think I said it. I didn't type it in when I was doing the chapters. Anyway. That happens to the best of us, best of us sometimes. Our brains kind of click out sometime and click back in. So it's Flowers in the Attic, written by Virginia Andrews. So you want to follow the story, go onto my page on YouTube, which is Karen Vibes, KarenVibes with an exclamation sign, and you can follow through with the story. So those who have been following, although it has been such a long time, please continue to follow and listen. Alright, so we had stopped at, let me see, we had stopped at part 6. So we're still at part 6. Yeah, we're still at part 6. So we had stopped at where, you know, the grandmother was saying to Corinne, which is the mother, that she makes the rules and what have you, and the children will stay in the attic, and in the days they will clean out the room and hide further down in the attic to when the maids are through, then they come back. So just go onto my page and just look on where I stopped the last time, and you can just pick up on the story. I'm just going to continue with where the grandmother was lecturing Corinne, which is the mother, her daughter, and her grandchildren. And before the maids enter, I myself will check over to see Alright, so this is what the grandmother is telling Corinne and the children in the room. So she's going to lock them in the attic. I will bring the children food and milk before the cook and the maids enter the kitchen. This north wing is never entered except on the last Friday of each month, when it is thoroughly cleaned. On those days, the children will hide in the attic until the maids finish. So every Friday of the last month, the maids will come in to clean where the children will be hiding, so they have to ensure that the room is kept clean. Right? So the children will hide in the attic until the maids finish. And before the maids enter, I myself will check everything over to see they leave behind no evidence of their occupancy. Mommy voiced more objections. Mommy voiced more objections. That is impossible. They are bound to give themselves away. Leave a clue, mother. Lock the door at the end of the hall. The grandmother appeared angry. Corinne, give me time. Give me time. With time, I can figure out some reasons why the servants cannot enter this wing at all, even to clean. But I have to tread carefully and not raise their suspicions. They don't like me. They would run to your father with tales, hoping he would reward them. Can't you see? The closure of this wing cannot coincide with your return, Corinne. So that's what the grandmother is telling the children's mom. Our mother nodded, giving in. She and the grandmother plotted on and on and on, while Christopher and I grew sleepier and sleepier. It seemed an endless day. I wanted much to crawl into the bed beside Carrie and nestle down so I could fall into sweet oblivion, where problems didn't live. Don't we all feel that way sometimes? You just go to bed, go into another world where forget about the cares of the world, no problems at all. Anyway, eventually, just when I thought she never would, Mommy took notice of how tired Christopher and I were, and we were allowed to undress in the bathroom and then to climb into bed at long last. Mommy came to me, looking tired and concerned, with dark shadows in her eyes, and she pressed her warm lips on my forehead. I saw tears glistening in the corners of her eyes, and her mascara pulled the tears into black streaks. Why was she crying again? Go to sleep, she said hoarsely. Don't worry. Pay no attention to what you just heard. As soon as my Father forgives me and forgets what I did to displease him, he'll open up his arms and welcome his grandchildren, the only grandchildren he's likely to live long enough to see. Mummy, I frowned, full of anguish. Why do you keep crying so much? With jerky movements, she brushed away her tears and tried to smile. Kathy, I'm afraid it may take more than just one day to win back my father's affection and approval. It may take 2 days or more. More? Maybe. Maybe even a week, but not longer. Possibly much less time. I just don't know exactly. But it won't be long. You can count on that. Her soft and smooth Her soft hand smoothed back my hair. Dear sweet Kathy, your father loved you so very much, and so do I. She drifted over to Christopher to kiss his forehead and stroke his hair. But what she whispered to him, I couldn't hear. At the door, she turned to say, have a good night's rest, and I'll see you tomorrow as soon as I can. You know my plans. I have to walk back to the train depot and catch another train to Charlottesville, where my 2 suitcases will be waiting. And tomorrow morning, early, I'll taxi back here, and I'll sneak up to visit you when I can. The grandmother ruthlessly shoved her mother through the open doorway, but Mummy twisted around to peer back at us over her shoulder, her bleak eyes silently pleading with us, even before her voice sounded again. Please be good. Behave yourselves. Don't make any noise. Obey your grandmother and her rules, and never give her any reason to punish you. Please, please do this. And make the twins obey, and keep them from crying and missing too much. Make this seem a game, lots of fun. Do what you can to entertain them until I'm back with toys and games until I'm back with games for you all to play. I'll be back tomorrow, and every second I'm gone, I'll be thinking of you and praying for you and loving you. We promised we'd be as good as gold and quiet as mice. And like angels, we'd obey and keep to whatever rule were laid down. We'd do the best we could for the twins, and I'd do anything, say anything to take the anxiety from her eyes. Good night, Mummy, said both Christopher and I, as she stood falteringly in the hall with the grandmother's large, cruel hands on her shoulders. Don't worry about us. We'll all be fine. We know what to do for the twins and how to entertain ourselves. We're not little children anymore. All this came from my brother. You'll see me early tomorrow morning, the grandmother said before she pushed Mummy into the hall, then closed and locked the door. Scary to be locked in. Children alone. What if a fire started? Fire always, I was to think of fire. Let me read this again. Sorry, guys. Scary to be locked in. Children alone. What if a fire started? Fire. Always I was to think of fire and how to escape. If we were going to be here locked in, no one would hear us if we cried out for help. Who could hear us in this remote, forbidden room on the 2nd floor? Where, oh goodness, part of the word is, where the maids came once a month on the last Friday. Part of this book has holes, so sometimes some of the pages where the holes are, the words are missing. Anyhow, where the maids came but once a month on the last Friday. Thank God this was just a temporary arrangement. One night and then tomorrow mommy would win over the dying grandfather. And we were alone, locked in. All the lights were turned off around us. All the lights were turned off around us, below us. This huge house seemed a monster holding us in its sharp toothed mouth. If we moved, whispered, breathed heavily, we would be swallowed and digested. It was sleep I wanted as I lay there, not the long, long silence that stretched intermittently. For the first time in my life, I didn't fall into the dreams the moment my head touched the pillow. Christopher broke the silence and we began in whispers to discuss our situation. It won't be so bad, he said softly, his eyes liquid and gleaming in the dimness. That grandmother, she can't possibly be as mean as she seems. You mean to tell me you didn't think she was a sweet old lady? He sort of chuckled. Yeah, you bet. Sweet, sweet as a boa constrictor. She's awful big. How tall do you think she is? Gosh, that's hard to guess. Maybe 6 feet? 200 pounds? 7 feet? 500 pounds? Kathy, one thing you've got to learn. Stop exaggerating. Stop making so much out of small things. Now take a real look at our situation and realize this is only a room in a big house. Nothing at all frightening. We have one night to spend here before mommy comes back. Christopher, did you hear what the grandmother said about a half uncle? Did you understand what she meant? No, but I suppose mommy will explain everything. Now go to sleep and say a prayer. Isn't that all? Isn't that about all we can do? I got right out of the bed, fell down on my knees and folded my hands beneath my chin. I closed my eyes tightly and prayed. Prayed and prayed for God to help mommy be her most charming, disarming and winning self. And God, please don't let the grandfather be as hateful and mean to his wife. Then, fatigued and drowning in many emotions, I hopped back into bed, hugged Carrie close against my chest, and fell, as I wanted, into dreams. So that's the end of part 6. So I'm going to pause here. We'll be back soon and we will pick up on part 7. So we'll find out what the next morning brings for them. So we'll pick up back very soon. Yeah. Alright folks, I'm going to catch you in a bit. I'm actually heading downtown, heading out on the road. I'm going to get some paint at the paint store because I'm going to go paint the pantry tomorrow. That's a project, my dream that I'm working on. So I'll tell you guys all about it. So I'm going to go get some paint. I think let's say mint, a hint of mint. The paint that I'm going to get is called Hint of Mint. Hint of Mint. It's HINT-O-MINT. Hint of Mint. So I'm going to get that, and I think that blends nicely with gardenia. That light, what do you say, nearly look like half white, has a tint of yellow. You can barely see it, and I think it blends nicely with the gardenia. Because the kitchen is already gardenia, so I'm going to paint the pantry in that color. So, and when I'm finished, I'll show you folks it. I'll show you folks the look when I am done. So I'm gonna run, so thank you for joining me. Thanks for listening, and I'll be back very soon. Alright, so peace out. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, folks. Please, please, please. And leave your comments. Alright, catch you later.